This episode of the Coarse Grind Podcast has been brought to you by Central Sports and Graphics Incorporated, family-owned and operated screen printing and embroidery business located in a historic storefront on Old Berwick Road in the heart of SB. They've been doing screen printing for over 20 years. They have high-quality product at a low price. Be sure to check them out. Central Sports and Graphics Incorporated, 570-784-1212. Now, on to the show.
This is Nick Solaris, professional carnivore, host of Meat Life, and you're listening to the Coarse Grind Podcast with Shawn Rosler.
Toujours prêt à tout recommencer, replonger, se ressourcer, lutter pour se...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 90. We're in our 90s. We should be dead by now, but we're not. Isn't that kind of funny? Maybe it's not. With you as always, host, creator, Shawn Rosler. How's everyone doing this evening? It is home stretch time, people. We're starting to see 100 come into view. If you remember, we did the 50th live, and I'm starting to formulate plans for the 100th live. Again, benefiting the Bloomsburg Food Cupboard. Lots more to be seen, but it's going to be cool. But not so fast. We've got a very, very important 90th episode to attend to, and in the spirit of full disclosure, if you're looking, you're going to hear the tone change completely. If you're looking for this episode to go the way the other 89 have gone, it may at times, to be fair, but this episode promises to touch on so much more than just food, so much more than just the culinary arts, and even more than the chef as a story. This one touches on the human element, an incredible story told by a mountain of a man, and to an extent, while still related to food, this episode is a tribute to the greatest job on earth. Not executive chef, not owner, not anything like that, but being a dad, or Papa, as our guest prefers to be called. Tonight's guest is the son of a hardworking refugee who fled Vietnam when he was a young boy. He was expected to become a doctor or a lawyer, but he found his passion in cooking instead, and excelled, understatement. After graduating from the California Culinary Academy, he took a job as a chef at the Ritz-Carlton in the Laguna Niguel, California, and rose through the ranks in record time. He was sure he could work his way up to executive chef in just a few years. He married Lin Hua, and within a few months they were expecting their first child. Our guest believed he was living the life of his dreams. Medical issues and surgeries would change his course. I'll leave it to him to recount in his own very capable words. And our guest stepped away from the Ritz-Carlton in favor of his new and best position of being Papa, yet also starting Break of Dawn, his own venture where he would be able to control the hours he was required there. He's found a wonderful pace, complete with monthly pop-ups, the menus for which are simply unbelievable, and was recently featured recounting his incredible story on the Today Show. That's how I found him, that's how I heard his story, and knew I had to share it with all of you. The awards and accolades for the man's work are innumerable, and trust me, they are. A late-night Facebook chat session had him sending me link after link for award after award, and it was, to say the least, humbling, and I've done a lot of these episodes. I'm certainly, as a culinary podcast host, proud to have a chef of his caliber gracing the mic this evening, but even more than that, and listen, I'm being real here, people, I'm honored to speak to a man who holds parenthood as close to his heart as I do. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, our guest this evening, chef owner of Break of Dawn in Laguna Hills, and most importantly, proud Papa to Berlin, Chef Dee Nguyen. How we doing, Chef?
How you doing, Shawn? Thanks for having me on, man.
This is
my first, so you're gonna break my hymen, right? Make it good.
It's so crazy.
Make it too hard now.
This is so full backstory in like 30 seconds. You know, I'm watching the Today Show, which, let's be fair, when you're looking at daytime shit, daytime getting your fill of like everything that's going on, I'm like, whoa, that's a heavy story. And, you know, I think you and I have spoken since then about, you know, being a dad and how that kind of connected us. But it really gave me pause. And then you drop it on me, not maybe 2 minutes ago, that this is your first podcast. What are you doing? That's awesome.
You know, I'm a reclusive person.
Yeah.
You know, I always have been ever since I was a child, very introvert, and I just keep it to myself. And it's really hard. You know, In Orange County, I'm known to be the culinary gangster, quote unquote. That's my title, because I basically don't give a fuck about anybody. I just do what I have to do and get it done and go home to my family and take care of my kids.
Sure.
So a lot of the social media, it's been 12 years. We've been blessed that we get so many free social media, but it's one of those things that okay, that's great, but I don't like harp on it or take it and put them on a pedestal or anything,
Well, and I imagine for you that can be a very easy thing to have happen in today's day and age. This like immediate transparency of everything, and again, admittedly, it was because of social media I was able to reach you, but I think there needs to be that deeper vibe to connect with people like you who are truly genuine and who are truly about what they are. So again, I can't say it enough. It was an honor to reach out and to have you read me kind of as I read you, as just this sincere figure. And culinary wise, I've been tucking into some of the menus, some of that kind of thing, and there's just so much there. So there's so much to talk about. But I think, first off, if anyone's interested in hearing Dee's story, and it truly is just a beautiful one, it is absolutely gorgeous. I binge watched it, and Dee was already breaking my balls about this. I binge watched it maybe 25 times to get the tears out of me. But if you're looking to do so, check out his video, NBC Today Show. It's going to be up there. Dee, I believe it's on your social.
Yeah, it's on the BOD Facebook and the Break of Dawn Facebook. We have two Facebook. One, the Break of Dawn is for the restaurant, breakfast, lunch, kind of the brunch restaurant. Good. And the BOD is short for Break of Dawn. Is that our alter ego pop up kind of fancy shit that we do, every other month. Yeah.
And that pop up shit, I definitely want to tuck into, but. Again, I kind of want to bring this into focus because I think the way I came to learn about you was based on the beautiful story of you, your son, just the sacrifice as a dad, and it's a beautiful thing. But I kind of want to give you a break from that on this platform. Again, folks, if you're interested, go out, check it out. Break of Dawn, all the social, Today Show. You can hear it, you can see it. You'll know why I took the time to reach out to Dee. And truly am starstruck by speaking to him. I'll admit that in full disclosure. It's a great thing, but I want to give him a break from that. I really do. And I want to talk about Break of Dawn itself. And I want to talk about the food because wow, you are doing some really interesting shit. So we're going to talk about Chef Dee Nguyen as chef this evening, purely, totally, beautifully, and, intersperse some emotionality. But again, I kind of want to focus on like, what it is you're doing, man, because you're doing some amazing, amazing stuff out there. So for folks new to the program, folks with terrible short-term memories like myself, starters, mains, afters, we're going to talk to Chef about where he's come from. We're going to talk about in the mains, where he's at. And afters, we're going to ask some more irreverent questions, a little more off the cuff, but no one's been injured. In 89 episodes, I don't see it happening tonight. So, Chef Dee Nguyen, talk to me about where and what you grew up eating.
Are we talking about like baby in Vietnam, or are we talking about 13 years old when I first arrived in America in 1986?
Well, let's talk both.
What are we talking about?
Let's talk both. Let's start in Vietnam and bring it on over.
Okay, well, Vietnam, we're not the richest family. We used to be rich then, the communist took over, and whoever worked for the South government, basically, you're fucked,
Yeah.
You are under watchful eyes of the commie, and you basically, you live in fear all the time, so, and any job, career, anything like that, any money, is gone. So I grew up, my mom basically, one of the older sisters, so she go and take care of everybody, and I don't live with my dad when I was younger, and my mom's always on a business trip, and I live with a giant family with grandma, uncle, aunt, and cousin and all that, like an extended family. So, food-wise, it's not anything fancy, just basic rice and fish and simple vegetable. It's nothing, that fancy that we have here. But, bottom line is rice was a staple, and anything that come with rice, that's gravy.
Yeah.
We eat a lot of vegetable and rice. And 86 when we came here, America, my first meal in America was In-N-Out Burger, and boom, I fell in love with In-N-Out Burger. It's my comfort food.
Nice.
It's my comfort food, and how I first started out is my mom would work a lot. My mom worked her ass off. My dad is the same. They just very hard worker. They came to America, and everybody's on welfare and shit like that.
Yeah.
And, a few months, they took off saying, you know what, no, we don't need this system. Yeah, we got this, the welfare for 3-4 months, and, okay, we can do it ourselves. We don't need to rely on this. So they dropped the system.
Yeah.
And they went to work. And, my dad basically worked in a sweatshop that owned by a kind of family friend kind of thing, but like slave owner in the 80s, man. The sweatshop is crazy. Yeah. So my dad worked really hard. My mom doing typical nail salon, like most Vietnamese, that make their money off, good cash. That's how they build their empire, man.
Absolutely.
And my mom would cook. She didn't know how to cook. That's the thing is, she's always been a business person. She always been taking care of the whole family in Nam, so she never had to cook. So when she came over here, and that's the first time she cooked in her life. So, I could not eat her cooking, so I ended up cooking for myself when I get home.
Yeah.
And I'm the only child, so I open up the fridge, and she always have chicken, chicken thigh, because I don't eat white meat,
Nice.
Chicken thighs is better, and get a steamboat rice, fry up the chicken thigh, and eggs. So chicken, rice, and eggs, and they got some lap chum. It's like the Asian, the Chinese sausage and sweet sausage. That's basically my staple for a long time,
Nice.
Then after that, the rest is history.
Right on.
That's what my diet growing up.
Yeah. To be cooking at that young of an age. Now, when you say 86, can you ballpark me how old you were when you started to cook that chicken thigh rice action?
Yeah, I'm pretty bad at numbers. I can't remember my damn birthday. So.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's like about 12, 13.
Cool.
But actually, my first cooking experience actually back in Nam, because my first time I cooked was I actually was a little monk with my uncle in Vietnam. Yeah. My mother would go to do business, and I'm at home taken care of by my uncle and aunt, and I would frequently go to the temple with him because he's a monk.
Sure.
So I would go in there, and they're all eating vegetarian food. And the first time he showed me how to cook sticky rice with mung bean, that was the first time I learned how to cook. Clay pot, on the fire with the wood, and you got the smell of that wood, and you got your sticky rice with mung bean. That was my first cooked meal. And I think I was like about maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And my mom came home from a business trip, and somebody tried to tell on me, hey, he was in the temple. And my mom whooped the shit out of me because I'm the only kid, I'm the only kid, and monastery is not something you want an only kid to go in, because that's right. Basically your gene pool gonna get cut off.
That's the end of the family line right there, brother.
Yeah, that's no. You stay away from there. So
right on.
There go my temple. That's my sweet day right there.
Right
for
on.
A few years when we still were gone. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, obviously, fast forward present day, we have sight into the future. You're this phenom of a chef. Look back at that childhood with me and talk to me about culinary influence. Clearly you just kind of dropped your uncle as like the first gateway, but was there somebody who was maybe more of a culinary influence on you, or who would that be?
Yeah, because it's not really influence. Ever since I was a kid, I always have a fascination for fire, and I would follow my aunt and my grandma into the kitchen. And one day, I remember I got burned the fuck out of myself on my shoulder down to my leg because she left a pot of boiling water there, and I just a tiny little kid, and I still have a scar on my leg. Yeah. But that's what I always have that fascination. It's just a simple cooking. Either put a little sweet potato in the ash, and when the fire was down, and you just leave it there overnight, and tomorrow morning you wake up and the potato is nice and cooked and sweet and smoky. I just like a treat for breakfast,
Yeah.
It's one of those simple cooking that you always remember.
Yeah.
But when I grow up and start cooking, when I first started cooking, I watched a lot of TV Food Network and, a whole bunch of people. There's not really anyone that I really like. But actually, that's one show that I actually like on the Food Network with, like, they call him I think it's Chef du Jour. And I think it's one of those, like, Chef of the Day.
Yeah.
And they always have someone, like, brand new coming in every week, So I always go, okay, that's different, because I don't want to watch the same guy all the time. They get boring,
Yeah.
So I watch, like, Chef du Jour, and I go, these are cool.
Yeah.
So I watch a lot of that stuff, and when I start cooking, I start watching it, because I look at it and say, okay, these guys it didn't fascinate me anymore, because
Right.
I could start creating my own style and my own interpretation.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched cooking. I mean, any cooking show or any, like, even movie or anything like that. I just can't stand watching those.
Yeah. No, I definitely hear you on that. And, so here's
but
this.
I do understand Bourdain, though. Bourdain is a freaking man,
Thank
I
you.
heard your tribute to him.
Oh, thank you.
He's just raw. He's just a raw chef, as a person, as, he is.
Yeah.
I always wonder, what happened with if I have a chance to meet him, kind of thing. Just like you. We all have that.
I was gonna say, you and me both, buddy.
With him,
Yeah. And I think more than anything, and having the chance to become friends with some of his colleagues, Grill Bitch, Beth Aretsky, specifically, and getting to work alongside of her, I think you can begin to kind of pick apart that, for him anyway, you watch a lot of these personas, these talking heads on these channels, and like you said, you brought up something really important, Dee, in that, when you watch, like, Bobby Flay or Emerald, well, Bobby Flay, everything's going to get agave, honey, ancho chili, and shit like that. Like, what you're going to get every time. And the same thing with Emerald. There's going to be an overabundance of garlic. I think for Bourdain, when he really hit his, stride and made his mark culturally was when he stepped away, partially anyway, from the food and looked at the societal impact of food, of travel, of those things, and I think that's what differentiated him and probably made him watchable for you, if I may be so bold to assume. He wasn't just about food. So, man, but anyway, sidebar, all you have to do is say Bourdain, and I'm like a kid down a hallway. Oh, what was that? I saw something shiny.
You get emotion. We all get emotion, and we get brain freeze. And you think about Bourdain, he's like, I got a soft heart for him. I don't watch everything he filmed, but
nah.
he showed a love for Vietnam.
Oh my God, that was his place, man.
That's the thing.
That was his place.
That's why I was like, man, what if, like, I have a chance to meet him, and here he is. He's very passionate about Vietnam, and here I am, a Vietnamese guy, and what would happen? And what would happen, if he know who I am, and would I change his mind about things? What happened to his end? I always question that, But that's another story.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Other story. Other episode for Shawn Rosler and Dee Nguyen. But I'll tell you what, man. I think for sure, had he seen your story, he just would have been grilled by it. And at the same time, that's exactly what I said in my brief, humble tribute. Is like, because of that, I had this almost locked on gaze at him as the summit, as the Everest, and I don't think he wanted that. And now that I'm kind of stepping back from it, I'm like, holy shit, I know all these other people now, some connected, some not. And yet here's you and I even just talking about them. So it's a great thing. It's a sad thing to be at the price that it was, but it's a great thing nevertheless. So, you like me, and it's funny, I'm not in the food space. I'm a food talk show host. That's all I got. But here's you, like, super, super successful, doing amazing things with food. When was it that you looked at food and said, this is it for me. This is what I want to do. When was the beginning of that path for you, Dee?
Oh, well, I always loved cooking, and I went to school at UC Riverside for Bachelor of Biology. So my dream was not really my dream, my parents' dream, more like my mom's dream. Every Vietnamese parents' dream is to have their kid, a doctor, lawyer, or
right.
all those very monotonous career that they want. The first generation of Vietnamese for the second generation to be lawyer, doctor, dentist. So my choice was to be a dentist because a lot of my aunt and uncle, the dentists, the doctors, surgeons. So that was my head goal. So I went to school, and 4 years after that, I took my DAT test for dentistry and all that kind of prep for dental school. And I just realized, man, this is not my passion. We stay in college, and we live in a house with like about 4 or 5 roommates, and we have like 5, 6 dogs in the same house. And I literally, man, I would just cook for everybody almost every day, and I even cook for the dog too. Back in the day, I just cook, and for the dog, I cook the same amount of food for dog and human. I didn't know dog can't eat garlic and onion and all that.
Right.
I remember one day I came home, and one of my roommates was eating the dog food. I said, "What the fuck is he doing? That's for the dog." I said, "Well, but it tastes so good." But I know it tastes good, but that's for the dog. That's not you food. But so that's where the fascination come in. And
wow.
the 4 years I got my bachelor of science, and I said, you know what, I don't really want to continue this, so let me take another year, see. So I became a super senior, and I always have love for children. And I grow up very solitary, even though my life is surrounded by family member, but I'm very to myself, and I always have a fascination with children, and I always love them. And when I first came to America, and that love continued. I mean, my first job in America is a day camp counselor.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let me try this. I love psychology, and I love kids. So I took a 1-year minor to get a lot of psychology classes. So maybe I can be a child psychologist somehow. So I did that, and I said, okay, that was cool, but damn, this is not my passion. It's not my call.
Right.
So at the same time, the 4 years went by. My wife now, back with my fiance, my girlfriend, she went to San Francisco to study doctor of pharmacy. So she graduated 4 years, and she went up there. And I stay in Riverside in Southern California, and trying to soul searching myself. And after a year of psychology minor, I said, okay, I gotta go to culinary school. So the 2 culinary schools always up in my head was number 1, CIA in New York.
Sure.
And number 2 was CCA, California Culinary Academy in San Francisco. And back in the day, the CCA now is already shut down because I fucked it up and the program got shut down. So that school was like really good, like second behind CIA. So, but I didn't want to go that far away from my girlfriend, now my wife, or my family. And, I look at it and say, hey, man, should I go to the number 1 school? But then that's a 2.5-year program, which is far away, and I can't stay away that far. I mean, that's a lot of sacrifice,
Sure.
So I said, hey, you know what? San Francisco sound good, and pretty good. So I decided to follow, my heart and go up to San Francisco and live there, for almost 2 years. And that's the beginning of everything.
The beginning of an amazing story. And so here you are, present day, chef owner, Break of Dawn, monthly pop-ups, or is it bi-monthly? I'm sorry.
It's every other month.
Every other month.
We did it 4.5 years, and I got burned out physically. I'm broken, man. Right now, I'm physically and mentally broken. So I had to take a break and reset, It's on a permanent on hold right now. So
okay.
Maybe I'll do. Maybe there's one more in there somewhere.
Oh, I know
maybe.
there is. Because I know in the Today feature that they did on you, I believe Berlin made it to your last pop-up. Is that correct?
Yeah. They actually that pop-up was not supposed to happen because we retired one before that.
Oh, man.
The Today show said, hey, you need to do one more so we can do the filming. So they all right, dude. Let me do one more, and so we named it Root,
Yes.
and we did that one, and that was the first time Berlin got to come and having fun with us a little bit. Yeah.
That was phenomenal, and I have to admit, as a total food nerd, I like freeze framed it, and I looked that menu up and down, man, and holy shit! Like where are you coming out with this brilliance? Like it's not anything standard that I've ever seen. I mean, trust me, I haven't eaten everywhere or anything like that, but I mean, I can honestly say I had to take a big step back. So again, that root menu, I cannot believe, like I was looking at all the elements on it, and I like I said, I freeze framed it and looked at it, and I've never seen those kind of combinations before. Where is it that you're going to reach for those combinations? Where do they come from?
It come from my psychotic head, I think. Because the past 4.5 years, and every time we do a pop-up, I always pick a theme, and I go from there, and we always range from 16 to 23 course menu, and the 23 course was our truffle menu.
Oh.
And basically, you pick a theme, and basically I live 1.5 months of that. That's why I said, my mentally and physically, I just live it. I just go into my mind like morning, night, all the time. It just replay in my head, how I'm gonna do this, because it's 16. Because we found out, the 16 was my sweet number, like a sweet 16 course. So, how am I gonna knock this down? For 65 guests for 16 course, and it's not like, you sit down and everybody coming in at different time. Everybody, it basically like a giant party where everybody sits down at the same time. 65 plates is all plated at the same time. And we figured it out that, okay, for 16 course, if you want to do within like 3.5 hours, a dinner, then every single course had to have like around 15 minutes, right? So you have from plating to eating, you gotta have 15 minutes, right? Right. So you average out, that's one course. So it played in my head like all day for 1.5 months. So how I'm gonna set it up, who's gonna do what, how it's gonna go. So it's insane. I mean, it drives other people crazy when they even think about that, because when you look at 16 course multiplied by 65, that's like 1,000 something plate going out within 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything had to be perfect. There's no mistake. There is no mistake allowed.
God.
So everything had to be perfect, and in my head it basically compartmentalized every single detail. And every time I choose a theme, like the last time I choose a theme root. It basically have 3 meanings. Every menu has a meaning. The root is basically the root of Break of Dawn. Where is Break of Dawn? How did Break of Dawn come from? Where? What does that mean? Break of Dawn means the first meal of the day, right? You wake up early, Break of Dawn. That's your first meal.
Yeah. And
but the second meaning of Break of Dawn is a brand new day, like I explained it now. On a lot of media, that is a brand new day for our family. That
Sure.
we take something that's new and we'll thrive on it. It's a new day for us.
Yeah.
But so the meaning of root. So the root of Break of Dawn, and it was in autumn, so root vegetables start coming in. So there's a lot of root vegetable, and we pick one root vegetable per course. So every single course, there's one particular root, and that's how I started, And then the third meaning is a root Where is the new Break of Dawn going to be? Where is the new BOD going to be? So we talk about that, because I've been in Laguna Hills for freaking 12 years now, and honestly, everybody around here, when I first opened, when I left the Ritton, everybody looked at me and said, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you leaving the Ritton? Why are you going to Laguna Hills?" Basically, Laguna Hills is dead people walking city. You got the Leisure World crowd, which means that the senior citizens, they're like at least minimum of 55 above, and a lot of these citizens, they don't want anything to do with our food,
No.
So we struggle for the longest time, and our restaurant is still a destination restaurant. It's not something that you walk up and say, "Hey, let's try this." No, we in the back corner in Laguna Hill. I call them Laguna Kill because it's kill every single business that there are. Yeah. Even the mall shut down,
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. So now it's been 12 years, and I'm in my late 40, and I can't grind like I'm in my 20 or 30. It's time to think about retirement. It's time to think for my family, for Berlin, because Berlin is going to be out of school in high school in about 2-3 years, and I need to think about his future. How I'm going to take care of him, because when he's out of high school, he's not going to continue his education. It's going to be hard for him. So one of us, either me or my wife, we have to be like taking care of Berlin. And to be honest, my wife is like under 100 pounds, and he's 65 pounds, so she's not going to be able to take care of him.
Sure.
So I'm still capable of carrying him around, but it's mostly going to depend on my health and my strength. And that's what I wanted to do. Is I want to get to another place and purchase my own place and build a new restaurant, so I can like stay away when I need to take care of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's my place,
Absolutely, absolutely, and that selflessness. Again, I said early on, I was going to keep it, very chef, very food centric. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that selflessness, Chef. 90 episodes. It truly is the most like heartfelt, connection as a chef, as a culinary. I've grinded in the kitchen a little bit myself. Trust me, nothing big. But, I think having, being both dads, man, there's such respect. Like, there's such respect. If we were across a bar from each other, I'd give you a nod, you'd give me a nod, and we'd man it out right there. So that's just phenomenal. So talk to me about the new space. I know the Laguna Hills location, 24291 Avenida de la Carlota, in Laguna Hills, and you're looking at a new space. Is that correct?
Yeah, the city of Orange have been recruiting us for a long time. I think it's like the first year we were there. And, in my mind, I never wanted to leave, because Lake Forest was my house, and Lake Forest and Laguna Hill is basically 7 to 10 minutes away. And that's why I picked the city of Laguna Hill. It's so close to my house, and it's so close to everything that Berlin are involved with. Yeah. School, therapy, all of that. It's right next to the freeway, even though the city is not restaurant friendly for what we do,
Sure.
But it's right off the freeway, and people just took off the freeway in 5 minutes and less they're there.
Yeah. So
that's why we pick it. But 12 years after, and when you work that long, you look and say, "Man, dude, why am I working fucking this hard for a landlord that don't give a damn about me?"
Right.
And take my money every month and can't even fix my leaky roof for fucking 4 years. One of those things that just piss you off.
Right.
And you say, what, fuck it, this is enough. This is enough.
Time to move on.
It's time to move on. And the city of Orange is beautiful. It's especially the old town Orange, and it basically have the most historic home west of the Mississippi River. And
wow.
It's a beautiful community, and they love, everybody in the city, like, they reach out to us, and they basically, come on in. I feel like they're native son already. But that's one of those things that you have that love, that I never have with Laguna Hills.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, what the fuck? They don't even know we exist. They know we exist, but they don't care or nurture us, It's one of those things that make you pissed off and make it easy for you to decide.
Yeah.
You know? And I still have time there. I appreciate what they've done for us and be successful the past 12 years. I'm not like crazy killing them, but a lot of hard work is on us. It's not on the city. We've been like everywhere. We've been doing so many charity and everything, but the city, it's like shut the shoulders, whatever. We like change restaurant. We like the Rudy Fruity Tootie Sunday Special Rudy Denny that they serve.
How can you do that when you have a restaurateur like yourself? I'm sorry. I'm going to go to bat for you here against Laguna Hills. Laguna Hills, if you're listening, hear me out for a second. All right, I'm in Pennsylvania. It's cold. I'm moody. Just go with me for a second here. If this guy is doing the charity work in your community, making it look good and everything, how the hell are you going to give Applebee's the nod before this guy, before Break It Dawn? So, Orange, good for you. Good on you. Keep reaching out to him. I think that's your next step, Chef. Sorry, I don't mean to get angry on your behalf.
When we pick Laguna Hill, it's a beautiful place. It's a nice city to live, to be in that, but it's just not the crowd for us. And
no.
When it's not the crowd for us for the past 12 years, and you don't have the support from the city itself, it's really hard for you to continue. It's like you go in one-way direction.
Yeah.
And you then add on to that, you have the landlord that basically doesn't give a damn about you. I mean, when we first started out, it's all in the management team. The management team before, they were great. They were on it. Like, whatever we have, whatever press we have, they know about it.
Yeah.
Whatever the charity that we do for the state, the city, and the nation, they know about it. They get involved with us. And, we're very appreciative of it. It's a relationship. You can't have a one-way relationship,
Oh
so
my God,
that's the thing that, that's the thing that, just drive people away. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You put in, you get for what you put in,
Yep.
So, well, right now we're basically dancing with the city of Orange.
Yeah.
We're going to take some time. We're going to be in Laguna Hill for a little longer and see where it goes.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm tired, man. I'm ready to just walk away right now and say, man, I'm tired. I need my break for a minimum of 6 months, just reset completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, man. And I mean, I think it goes without saying, and I'm sure we'll talk off air about this too, but I mean, if there is ever anything that this show can help you promote, can help you do, I'm behind you 110%. So reach out, let me know, and I'll be sure to amplify that signal as best I can. So Orange, California, man, get on this. You want this in your community. This is phenomenal. This is great.
They do. They do.
I'll and Orange, if you're watching your social, I'll be sure to tag you when this episode goes live. So be watching you. All right. So back to the food. So that's the future vision of it. And looking at your themes for the pop-ups, just coming from that wordplay, and brilliant as that is, I didn't get the chance to tell you, but I mean, looking at Route 3 Ways as a theme for a pop-up night, a one night, how smart are you as a chef? So that's amazing in and of itself. You are obviously watching the food scene, as both restaurateur and culinary experts. Talk to me about a trend we should be watching for as diners. Like, what's coming down the pipeline that we should be watching for? Is it the pop-up market? Because I notice there's a bit more of that than there ever was before. Is that the next big thing?
Well, the pop-up is an easy setup for a lot up-and-coming chefs because not a lot of responsibility. You have a restaurant like mine, just do breakfast and lunch only, and you have up-and-coming chefs, young, hungry, have a lot of idea, and, they think they know it all kind of thing, and they want to do a pop-up. Pop-up is nothing new. It's been happening for the longest time, but it's just get popular the past, probably 5-6 years or so. Mm-hmm. But, you basically, you have an empty space, not even, but like, it doesn't matter if it's with a restaurant or not, even if a warehouse. We can cook with, a lot of people cook with sous vide or electric and all that. So, you can set it up easily for a private dinner, okay? And
sure.
You just walk away, and you're done. You move on. It's like Mongol, you're nomadic.
Exactly.
You move on. That's how you survive, and exciting. It's fun. It's new. But none of those are everlasting. It's nothing concrete. Yeah, you can have fun, but then you need to buckle down and get a brick and mortar, and brick and mortar ain't easy.
No.
Everybody, all the freaking cooking I can cook. I want to be a chef. I want to own a restaurant too. They do. Cooking is the last thing you have to worry about.
No shit.
Cooking is like probably 30% of the business. The 50% is you got to worry about paying bill. Worry about equipment. You can work for a freaking whole day. You can make like $1,500 to $2,000 hours. You're free to broke, boy. That compressor is like $1,800 right there. So it's one of those things. It's like, cooking is easy. Cooking is easy. It's one of those things. The first success is you have to know how to cook first. All right? It's easy said than done, but you need to know how to cook first. If you don't know how to cook, forget it. Don't open a restaurant.
Yep.
Then you have to be smart, business smart. You have to watch to control your food costs, control your labor costs. You can't be watching too many TV Food Network and looking at, oh, damn, this restaurant looks so nice. There's about 20 guys online. You say, really? 20 guys online? You know how much they're paying for 20 guys online? Not enough for the nice service, George.
Exactly.
Most of the fancy restaurants, they make no money. They just break even. And most of the chefs who have those fancy restaurants, they make money off a promotion, not the restaurant.
Right.
They barely make any money. That's why a lot of the Michelin-starred restaurants, they close down because they lose money.
There's
because
too much.
some rich guys say, hey, I want a restaurant too. And, they hire a talented chef and they go at it and they win a star or so. And then they look at that and say, okay, we want a star, but we lost a couple million. All right, let's shut it down.
Yep.
That's the reality of it.
Yep.
To survive a restaurant like us, Break of Dawn been around for 12 years and going 13 years.
Yep.
And we open 20 hours a week, Shawn. Okay? Which restaurant can open 20 hours a week to make a living for 12 plus years? That's nearly impossible because, that's your window. You got 20 hours. I open from 8 to 1, 20 hours a week to make money to survive. So you have to basically work really smart. You got to do everything. Most of the time people walk into the restaurant, they don't know I'm the chef owner because I don't dress like a chef. I don't talk like a chef.
Right.
I talk like I'm a janitor, a dishwasher, a food runner, or whatever. They don't think I'm a restaurant, and that's how I like to play.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, dude. When I first reached out and I messaged you, and you know how in Messenger you can kind of see a little subtitle of the person you messaged? I saw a head dishwasher. I'm like, fuck! Oh my god! Wait a minute. Who is this guy? This is the wrong Dee Nguyen. Wait, what the fuck happened? And then I'm like, oh, you smart son of a bitch, you! Wow, well played. And I mean, you really that's phenomenal. And it goes. Talk about 90 episodes. The one thing that I think goes across all the really successful folks who've been on the show is that there's no ego. There's no ego. Like, you're there, you're doing it for the love of the craft. It's the same thing as this show. Like, I'm not doing this to turn a buck or anything like that. I just love the topic and I love informing people. And I think to a certain extent, seeing that pleasure on the diner's face, that's payment to a degree. But I mean, you're touching on something here that's super new to me. Again, 90 episodes, 5 years of this show. I've never heard somebody doing 20 hours a week and yet making it happen. How did you do that? I mean, I think I know the impetus for it was Berlin, and the impetus for it was your paternal instinct to be there. How the hell did you figure this out, man?
Well, when I was at the Ritz, I was the executive sous. I think your intro, you said I was exec chef, but let's correct that. I'm the executive sous of for Christian Ratzenberg, my dog, my man, my mentor, He's a guy that, honestly, I owe a lot to him. He doesn't teach me a lot of the culinary skill things.
Yeah.
But he teach me how to be a chef,
Yes.
And that, that word chef, I just saying chef, but I hate that word chef, actually.
Agree.
I hate people who calling me chef. I hate, people just like abuse that word chef so much. So I'll never call myself chef.
Yeah.
But, it's one of those things, because, that chef is, that word chef defined is so abusive by the younger generation.
Yeah.
It's the guy who just come up and like, oh, I'm a chef. Like, dude, you don't even know how to fucking flip an egg. Let alone you be calling a chef, okay? let's just leave that title alone. We all cook at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
I'm just calling myself, I'm just a cook. Well, my title is an amateur egg flipper. But anyway, like, the 20 hours, before I die or something, I'm going to write a book that called 24 hours. Basically, our business is on 24 hours. So, when I'm with the Ritz, we have like minimal of 65 to 70 employees, like cooks and chefs. So everything is catered to you. When I left, I got a shock. It's like, oh, okay, I can't have that. So it was just me, 2 cooks, a dishwasher, and two server. Okay, and now I got me, a dishwasher, 2 cooks, 1 server on weekday, and 2 server on the weekend. And that's how we run it down into a T.
That's it.
We run it so well that I'm the bitch, okay? I'm the guy who runs everything. Everything that's needed. The toilet plug, here I am. I'm going to unplug the toilet. The food needs to be run. Here you go. You need a piece of napkin? Here, that's me.
Yep.
You want to refill coffee? Sure, you need decaf or regular. I'm your man.
That's right.
So it's one of those things that you don't have that luxury anymore. Okay, one is yours. And you have 20 hours a week to make a living and to survive. So you can go home with your child, go to Berlin and with, your wife and have at least a life. And 20 hours, man. That's hard.
I'm telling you, dude, you have a book on your hands there, The 20-Hour Chef. I'm serious. Yeah. You need to get
not
that
the
pen on paper.
20-hour cook, okay? Let's get rid of
cook.
That chef word.
Sorry, that's right. Get rid of the title.
20-hour cook.
Listen, man, I was an English teacher at one point. I'll help you write it. That's all I'm saying. I'm putting that out there for you.
Yeah.
Man, it's just so smart and it's so refreshing. And I think, I really think part of it is, if you watch any of the food media, anything like that, you see these people burning at both ends, 20 hours a day, and here's you 20 hours a week for the right goddamn reason, and it works.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is so satisfying about your story, man. And
the thing is, like 20 hours in the, not the most friendly city in Orange County for what we do.
Right.
Because, when you look at what, how the eclecticity of what we do is as none, So what we do is very different, but in the city of Laguna here for 20 hours a week, it's, when I look at that, I say, damn, that's kind of hard, dude. Myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Man, that's just, again, I think, we as the public, we as the dining public, we as the listening audience are left to step back and go, who is this superhero that we didn't know we needed, and yet here he is coming across our screen? And, there's you doing it, man. 20 hours a week. For all the right reasons, and successful as fuck, looking to transition into Orange. It's an awesome story. Certainly from the show, from me, from my dad heart to yours, wish you only the best, obviously. So cool to hear that's the future plan. And really, again, hoping it connects. So let's make our way into afters, a couple more little irreverent questions off the cuff, getting back more to the cook core of you, sir. I'm standing in your kitchen, all right? You can pick whether it's professional or at home. Your call. What music do I hear? What music does Dee listen to when he cooks?
What music? Okay, I'm very dark. So I listen to darker music.
Okay.
You know, but I do appreciate a wide range of music. I do appreciate classic. But if I'm sitting down and at night, I'm a night owl. I don't sleep. I average about 4 hours a week max. 4 hours a night max.
Again,
you know,
I have Facebook conversations to validate this. He and I are both cut from the same cloth. So, right, go on.
Yeah. You know, it's most of my thoughts come above at night when it's peaceful.
Sure.
You know, when it passed like 12 o'clock, because I have to do a lot of medical necessities for Berlin, so I have to stay up because you know I have to do it every 3-4 hours, so I can't fall asleep. You know?
Sure.
So one of those things when I stay up at night, and that's when my creative thoughts come up. You know, that's when all the pop-up menu idea come up.
That's awesome.
And you know, that's how my engine go, you know. And when what's the question about now? I forgot the damn question.
Music. What music are you listening
music.
to?
Yeah. I just can't forget. Sorry, I've been sick for like a week something. So okay, music. Yeah. I do appreciate trip hop, especially with Portishead.
Nice.
You know, that's my
What?
that's my all-time favorite, man. The first time I heard her, I was like, who the hell was that? I was walking in UC Riverside, right?
Yeah.
And right across the campus, I have a little station that these guys sell in CD.
Yeah.
And all mine came up, and I was like, it was like the voice was just so haunting.
Yes.
Okay, it was. First, I thought it was
Dude.
Sade, but then I say, no, that's not Sade, because I love Sade.
Yeah.
You know. But then, damn, this is like haunting voice of her. Like, oh my, it's like, what the hell?
Oh
like,
my.
I keep walking. It's like a moth, right? It's like a moth. I just keep walking forward the music. And I look at the guy and say, this is not Sade. Who is this? And I said, Portishead. Portishead?
Yes.
I never heard of it. So that was the first time I discovered trip hop. So,
Wow.
I mean, Portishead was just, boom, got me hooked.
I literally just ripped, and I'm going to take a picture, I'll text it to you. I just ripped 4 of my Portishead CDs onto my tower, and I literally have one in the tray right now. So I'm gonna text that to you. That's crazy,
funny,
man. That's
like Portishead, everything that dark around that corner, I'm cool with that. And,
I hear you.
You know, I have friend who's in DJing, and you know, they'll bury me city, and now I like lounge, but any true appreciation, I like darker music, like moody music.
I hear you, man. I'm there with you. All right, moving on. Hypothetical question. We're going to strand you on a deserted island. Go with me here for a minute. And you can only bring 3 foods or food type items with you. Inexhaustible supplies, but they can only be 3. What would they be and why?
Well, 3 food, okay. Rice.
Rice?
Okay, rice is my staple. You know, that's my people. I'm Vietnamese, I'm Asian. I had to have my white rice. Okay?
Right on.
Rice is number 1. Okay? And I'm going to tell you a little story, okay?
Okay.
Why rice? Okay, when we escaped in 84 from Da Nang, South Central Vietnam to Hong Kong, that's where we, escaped the communists, right? Sure. So we were on a boat for 7 days, okay? We didn't have any water or food for 7 days straight, okay? The only water was, we have rainwater, which is mixed with the ocean water. So, that's what we drank. That's the only thing that we had, okay? So when we arrived in Hong Kong, and we stayed in the floater, right?
Yeah.
The first meal after 7 days of hunger and no water, I had 2 bowls of rice, and that until now was the best meal of my life. Just rice and sea salt, and that was stuck in my mind forever and ever. Yeah. So whatever it is, you give me rice and whatever accompany with the rice, I'm cool with that. I can survive on rice. So I leave you just rice. Just give me rice, and I don't need the other 2.
I was just gonna say
you can have the other 2.
I was just going to say, you're going to be the first guest I let get off the hook with one, and you beat me to the punch. All right, fine, D. You win.
You can have the 2 ingredients. Yeah, you can keep that. I just keep the rice. I'll boil sea salt to make salt water to make salt.
Oh my God! Wow! Holy, that's phenomenal, man. That is phenomenal. And finally, our last question: the simplest yet most complex. What is food to you in one word?
Your soul.
Oh man. You go.
Why do I say that? Because a lot of people don't believe in the soul, but you have to, because where are we from? Where are we going? Okay, we can't just disappear, right? So there have to be some existence after we're gone. So for me, food is a soul, because food, you need it to survive, and food, you need it to build a relationship. Right? Even you're fighting.
Yeah.
All these wars that they have, all the history that we have. Food bring people together, even while they're fighting. Right? They can share a drink, and they can share bread. They can break bread. They bring people together. So it's the most important thing in life. It's the most important thing right after air, because you need air. But food is soul, because you need it. It will be here for you, and it will exist long before you're gone. Soul, baby, soul. That's why soul food.
Man, you know what? To the large handful of you who were betting the over-under on the first lump in the throat, you know what? It wasn't what I thought it would be from, but that answer, man, I mean, I think we got to frame that. I'm going to get those words printed out, and I'm going to have them framed on my wall, and I will send you a picture of that, because that was,
now, man.
Oh my God. Just simple brilliance. Simple brilliance from a brilliant man with a brilliant heart. And I'm so glad, honest to God, D, I'm so glad to call you Cook. I'm glad to call you Dad. I'm glad to call you friend, man. It was an honor to have you on the show, buddy.
Thanks, man. Thanks for breaking my hymen.
Yeah, there you go. Break it up a little bit. Make it less serious.
yeah, that was not too bad.
No, that wasn't too bad.
Most of the time it's bad.
I held it together. Break of Dawn, 24291 Avenida de la Carlota, Laguna Hills, California, 949-587-9418. With us this evening again, Chef Dee Nguyen. Man, I mean, we here at the podcast, and, we talked a little bit, man, we wish you only the best. And if there is ever anything that we can do for you, please reach out and let us know.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for making my first very, very enjoyable. It's watching my Lakers and in my pajama with my puppy, and I'm all good.
You can't complain about that. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 90 of the Coarse Grind Podcast. With us this evening, the incomparable chef or cook, Dee Nguyen. Our producer this evening has been the Reverend Johnny Lamoria, a.k.a. Johnny Leland Robinson. Be sure to check out all his libertarian, steampunk, and erotica happenings on the Book of the Face. Our next episode will begin our countdown to 100, so be sure to tune in and stay tuned. Take care.
Retour aux sources, enfin tout recommencer. Retour aux sources pour se rejeter.